So I can honestly say I never expected to have another Bad Boys film. Yet here we are. Alright guys, gals, and everything in between, I'm here today to review for you Bad Boys for Life. Bad Boys for Life brings our iconic duo of Will Smith and Martin Lawrence back onto the screen to do some ass kicking. Now, Michael Bay is not directing this one, though he is creatively involved of sorts. It honestly still felt like a Michael Bay film, just a little bit toned back, if that makes sense. Let's get on with the positives. The first main positive is the chemistry between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. You buy it that these two are best friends, and I don't know if they are in real life. They might be, they might not be, but I'm one of those people that hasn't really been a huge fan of Will Smith lately, but this film actually made me forget about the fact that I'm not really a big Will Smith fan, because Martin Lawrence and Will Smith's chemistry together just kind of united to make this awesome team. And I really enjoyed the hell out of watching that. The visuals were also really cool. It's important in an action movie to be able to see clear and concise what is going on, because really it's like a dance. It's the choreography between all these fight scenes and action scenes going on, and that is one thing that I'm not familiar with this director at all, or I think it's two directors, but they shot it a little bit differently than Michael Bay does for the action scenes, in the sense that they had mid and wide shots of them doing their thing instead of these close-up, really tight shots to try and make the action seem more up in your face. You got to watch it. You got to watch them grab arms and snap, things like that, you know, action things you want to see. It has one of my celebrity movie girlfriends in this, Vanessa Hudgens, and I don't know if you guys know, but maybe it's because I'm weird. I have a thing where I think it's really sexy to see women with guns, and Vanessa Hudgens already is, yeah, yeah, that was a good time. Did not regret it at all. Would recommend. Sorry, got distracted on Vanessa Hudgens being, yeah. The story of this film is pretty much a cut and dry action movie. You're not really going to get anything special. Now, on to some of the faults, because this is not a perfect movie of any stretch. But this shouldn't have been a January movie, because it did have that big explosive action, though I will say it did slow down for me after the first kind of action set piece, and then there's like this stretch of time that it wasn't bad. I was definitely still invested, but it just kind of made me say, okay, we could speed this up a little bit, but it's a very minor complaint. And one thing I will recommend is going to see this film in 4DX. I went and saw it in 4DX, and holy crap, that was cool. The chairs moving around with the action scenes, it really immersed me further, and it probably is propping this movie up a little bit of a higher rating, but there is a really awesome, like, car chase scene in this movie, and the entire time in the 4DX, when things are flying around, it was so cool, and that action scene alone made it worth the cost of admission. I think that all of the action scenes in this were really stellar, and like I said, this does not deserve to be a January movie. This should have been released in, like, March or May, because for those of you who don't know, January is usually the time that studios, they don't really know what to do with the movie, and it's usually kind of their bad movies. I'm looking at you, The Bye-Bye Man, and then they just kind of dump it in January and say, it's past the Christmas season, people are going to be watching the Oscar films anyway, so there you go. But this didn't deserve it. Actually, so far, every movie in January I've seen so far has been great this year, although I have not seen Dolittle yet, so, yeah, I'm dreading that. Anyways, so I think this was a really well done and fun movie. I actually think that this movie, while not as good as the first one, was definitely better than Bad Boys 2. It did a lot of things right, and I had a blast with it. It was just one of those casual popcorn fun movies, which is why I'm gonna say Bad Boys for Life is big screen worthy. Alright guys, gals, and everything in between, did you guys like Bad Boys for Life as much as I did? Do not forget to like and subscribe. I got plenty more videos coming to ya. Love you guys.